going to give you an update here, guys. We were in here 2 days ago, and we test panned. This is our claim that we want to pick up that we're going to name Yogi. Bear sign everywhere. You can see we're right on the main road, and we'll pan down here. This is how easy the access is. If you look down in the trees here, is where the creek bed. It flows right along the road, and then it drops down into a canyon and feeds down to another one of our claims. I'm not going to announce where that is yet because we haven't picked this claim up, and I don't want somebody to jump us. But we decided to come back in here to do some more testing. And I know Eden's picking up the trees behind me. We've identified a couple of trees in here that predate 1849. And Eden and I just walked down, maybe a couple of 100 yards below us here, and you could see where they did throw some rock out of the creek bed. So obviously they did work it back in the 1850s, and it was probably somebody we know that we've read his book. But we're going to go down into the creek bed here, and there's a wall of cobble that's right in the creek. We're going to do a bunch of test pans, and anyway, so let's head down there. We'll see what we find. Well, we've come down to the bottom of the creek, and we walk down here kind of following the little stream, and we know that this has water in it year-round. It's a spring up there, and it flows through a culvert. And then we're actually at the spot right here where the creek stops, and it goes underground. And we know probably a quarter of a mile from here, it pops back up. Now, you got to think about that for a second too, is that for this creek to go underwater or underground, you know, there's got to be some giant fissure below where I'm standing, probably down here a ways. Can you imagine if you could bust all of that rock out and get down to some of those giant holes and pockets? It'd be so full of gold it'd probably make our heads spin. But anyway, we're going to do some sampling in here, and I wanted to mention something about moss, especially in the creek, is you can take this moss like this and just throw it in the pan and pan it out. And we're going to do that real quick here and just see if there's something in it, but it'll give you a pretty good indicator if there's fine gold. We popped a couple of little rocks out here. We're going to dig those out. So anyway, Eden's just going to run here for a bit, and I'm just going to pan this stuff. We'll see if there's something in it. Well, I'm not seeing anything. But anyway, that's a good way to go along a creek like this and just test it, is dig underneath some of these boulders, flip one of these things out, and get the material right underneath that. It'll at least tell you if there's anything on the surface. But we're going to head down and go to this cobble wall underneath this giant tree down here and see if there's anything down there. So let's head down there. is a really interesting spot here, guys. This is the creek comes down through here, and there's a ledge of bedrock in here, and then it dives down, and there's a big hole right here, and then actually where the camera is, he's the same height as me, so it's like 5 feet from down here just up to there. It's a big blowout. So I'll tell you, this is amazing looking spot. And you know what, guys, it's real steep right here, but I'll tell you, we're only 100 yards from the road. So anyway, this looks really good. I can't wait to pan this this bag out, but let's go down here. Let's check that out. Well, we took 3 samples. You see we got our bags here. And this is actually the Bedrock crack one. We didn't bring a pry bar with us today, so we ended up picking up boulders and throwing them at this thing. And the bedrock up here is so decomposed, you can see I'm breaking it apart with my fingers. So we did get some good material out of there, but we'll pan this out and see how she looks. That looks pretty good. That's some nice sized pieces there. Wow. Well, what do you guys think? Should we pick up this claim? That's one little crack, and this is my mini pan that I use in my backpack. I'd say that's pretty dang good. Let's see what we got in the other bags. Kill it. So we're on the last little bit here of our test pans. We could see a little bit of gold in here. We don't know how much yet, so we're taking it down, but we did 3 bags. The second bag that we did that was in the bedrock that we filmed Eden cleaning out, it was sitting right on bedrock, a lot of cobble. It had a couple of little tiny pieces of gold in it, but it wasn't really very much. This bag here is, and we didn't film this, where I was at in that pit and where he was filming, I showed you guys there was a big sandbar that was created by that little waterfall. It was a blowout. That's what we've dug this out, and we can see that there was gold in. We've run 3 pans, took 3 pans because we took quite a bit of material. But that's what this stuff is here. we've put our other gold in the snuffer bottle. Boy, there's a lot of black sand in this. But yeah, this stuff doesn't look too bad. I don't have my glasses on, so I hope that these aren't pieces of gold I'm throwing out. There she's starting to show up. Well, we'll give you a shot of this here and see if you can see this. Maybe we can bring the camera over here and give you an idea. Hopefully you guys can see that. That's some good stuff. There's some nice, that's a hell of a nice piece there. Look at the size of that thing. Holy cow. I wasn't expecting that. But there, you know, there's some nice little flakes in here and some small stuff. We'll probably take a look at this with the loop and see how rough that is, but that's quite the piece of gold there. Good size. So anyway, that's hopefully you guys have learned something here about how we go out and test. You know, when you're going out mining, the one thing that I want you to remember is to go out and test several different places. Find a place of bedrock. Find a wash of a sand gravel deposit that's a blowout from a disturbance. You know, maybe it's a giant log or whatever it is. That's what this represents here is a bunch of jumbled bedrock, and it had a tree down up above it, and it creates a big turbulence in the water, and then that's what created that big sandbar down there. So the bedrock here, I think that they've cleaned this stuff out back in the 1850s, so we're not finding any old ground, although we've got some pretty old trees that we showed you earlier. But the sandbar obviously is a good go, and so is the bedrock cracks. So anyway, don't forget American mining rights. We're out there every day fighting for your rights. We're working with some local sheriffs here in the state of California right now to try to have them basically, since they're the highest power in the land, to basically make dredging legal in their counties. We've got a couple of sheriffs that looks like they're going to come on board with that. So, you know, we're working with PLP, obviously helping to fund them with the litigation efforts. But I think, honestly, guys, what's going to make the difference here is to take this local, and that's what AMRA intends to do. So we could sure use your support. I think you guys can see we've got pretty good claims out here for you. So $200 tax deductible. You either give it to the IRS or you can give it to us, and we'll fight for your rights. So check us out on Facebook, and we'll see you guys next time.